Hey. The usual wait for notification.
Interesting.
There we go. Hey, Matt. There we are. Don't mind us doing our usual.
Oh, yeah, usual. But that's not.
Hello, hello.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Here we go with maybe technical difficulties again. Say.
Okay, so I'll wait till people get in because it's gonna be one of those
Hey,
nights.
guys. Mm-hmm. Hello, hello.
Guys are coming in. Okay. We're gonna get into
Looks
this.
like we're gonna have connection issues again. Sorry, guys. More technical difficulties.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So I want to go back to what I said a couple weeks ago, a couple of years ago. And then, by the way, Spirit keeps playing in my head the song, "It's the End of the World as We Know It." I'm just saying. So play that song because it's telling us and it's residing. Hold on. Oh, see if I can. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just go in until things get figured out. There she is.
Hello.
Okay,
Technical
we're back.
difficulties. Here we go again. They really don't want information out there, do they?
Ugh, I don't know. It's getting crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is this was always going to have to be a process of walking through the fire. And everybody said they wanted this to happen, and everybody said that they're ready for it. But even on the reaction of the play dismantling and throwing characters on the bus, everybody is freaking out because they're listening to what they're hearing in the 3D and assuming it's a bad situation. Now, if you listened to Trump, as he said, I might have to burn everything down. And I've said that from the beginning that there's going to be a process that and that everything's about incineration. I mean, the corporations, all the symbolism, all the money, everything incinerating. And this is the thing that Spirit said. If everything is gone, if everything is shut down, then when it comes back online, what do you have to worry about? But the thing is the steps of getting to the shutdown, but you're seeing more of an aggressive situation that's happening that we're assuming, or we're going into exactly what they're saying. But remember, they said four angels playing characters, playing these characters out. And who are those four characters? Who are those four angelic presence? Look on the deck clock. Remember that. So now we're in the spiritual war. We're in the war. And so this is the thing. This is where you're really seeing the truth of people, what they are. The ones who really are stepping up to the line, having the information, or holding the line. And I'm talking about the ones that are supposed to be leading. And they don't have answers. They're confused too. You're seeing it because they'll follow the same algorithm as everybody else that's doing. So you have to step behind this situation. And each person that they take out, there's always an incident that they show or use an excuse for the exit on the process. So when you're hearing certain information and then you're just responding in the point, it has to be this way because that one character is saying that. But you have to ask yourself, why? So what you do is you focus dead on what that character's saying. Then you go into the panic mode. So all this process has happened to you. All of what they tried to do, take you down, all the way through for the past 4 years, what they tried to do, how they tried to take you down. Nothing's worked. So we're not going to get down to a process and then all of a sudden that's how it's going to end. It's not going to end. This is part of the characters dying off. Elon Musk, the character, gave Trump the key. So, in my interpretation with Spirit is that character of Elon Musk no longer needs to be in that position, or that character anymore is going to slide to a different character. I've said this. And now this is the issue that I've said before. There's not going to be a Republican and there's not going to be a Democrat. That has not worked on either side. We're dismantling the whole governed society. We're going to a council. Everything has to be a fair balance for humanity across the board. Everybody thinks that we're shutting down the border and all this stuff. And that's the thing. When everybody has money across the board, it's a balanced energy. So these regions have to start to come in. Boy, this Starlink. Are you there? Oh, that's fine. Starlink is messing up. So how this situation is occurring is we're down to a focus that the world is trying to get you to focus on. 2 individuals. What is the true character behind those 2 individuals? This has just been the whole process of the media, just to keep you focused on one thing. They drop one word and everybody turns the other direction. and focuses on it. There's a lot of spirits in here. And focuses on that one process. So when, as you could see what happened today, someone posted something, a character, and then it had a chain reaction, and then you go right into fear. And that nothing's going to change and all this stuff. Because our world is dismantling, period. 3D is dismantling, period. Everything has to burn to the ground in a format. She's back. Hello. Back. There she is. She's back. You back
Here
again?
I am. I'm back. Did you miss
Okay.
me? Sorry about that.
So the thing is, what are you seeing? Who are you seeing? Who's behind the masks? We know, go back as we're looking at all their characters, their ears, and everything else. Who are you really looking at? Come on, guys, you know that's not the real one. You know it. So is that character changing? And why is it getting you to focus in another direction? And the negative said they will take as many as they can with them. So what's the real reason why this happened? Because they're completely dismantling the old 3D government. They're airing out it all. It's not just the left. There's a lot of the right that's involved in the situation too. And they haven't even started going through that process. And so they have to rip off the Band-Aid. It don't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel good. This is what we're up against. It has to come to our point. The child trafficking, all of that stuff, everything's to the surface now. Everything's in front of you. Trump ripped off the Band-Aid about Biden that no one wants to hear. And I'm not talking about us, but I'm talking about the rest of the world. They want to deny everything. So this is what I want to say in these character, who is controlling the characters. And I just would like to know when the twins are going to step in, the Johns, and step into that position that I think is behind most of the situation from the get-go of things. So you got to hold your breath and look at this and what they're trying to get a reaction out of you. And they did warn you how bad it's going to be, what they're trying to reveal. And because we looked at those characters and thought they were trustworthy, that's why you're having a problem. But which character are you really looking at? And this is what I'm going to tell you. I said this, 3-4 years ago. Who really owns Twitter?
Right.
Who really owns it, right? What Trump signed before he left office was to make sure that it would be, any corporation, anything was against humanity in that way would take their funding, would take their property, everything. So the transaction, when so-called the character that's supposed to own Twitter now, in that process, I didn't buy it. I was like, something's off here. So I think the people own it. That's the thing. So we have to look at this process. Like I said, way back then, that's what I said. So some of these corporations, Amazon, I think we own it. I think we own X. He gave the control and the funds and the money back to the people. Look at Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Gave it back to the people. So what they say in the character is not what's really going on behind the wall there. And I've said this. All the money, all the assets was, and you saw Silicon Valley, they pulled their money. Where's the money?
Yeah.
So we're at this point. So instead of going into panic, why is this character playing out? What is going on? And it never resided with me that he has it. They put the persona out there that he owns it. And it was a good character to play that out, to get control of it. So now the name changed to make it look like a certain way. So now what's really going to show with it? What's going to show with the X now? What's going to change with the X now? Are they pushing a character in the background now? I don't know. But again, you have to ask yourself these questions because you're going to see more of this situation. Okay, so right now I'll answer a couple questions because I know people are wanting to know what's going on a little bit more. And then I'll go into some other stuff because we have to look at this outside the box on this. Stop looking at it in a 3D process.
Right. Okay, folks, if you have a question, put it in caps for me. That makes it a little easier. Let's see. Our girl's asking white hats. I'm not quite sure. It's probably with something you were mentioning, but it's not associated here. Levi, question: who's the one that gets sucked into the vacuum?
What gets sucked in the vacuum?
Yeah, out of the two, I guess.
Which character goes first?
You're right.
Well, okay, so you have to see that one character has to play out pretty far until that character becomes the head of the council upon Earth of what's going on. Because that's the whole thing. These regions and putting these countries, they're building a council, and each one protects and has a region that it takes care of. So John is behind this shit, and we know it. You've seen all the characters. He's got it down pretty good. So every time I see this, I'm like, yeah, it's got his scent, it's got his hands all over it, and what's supposed to play out and how it's supposed to play out. So if you want to be looking for him, you want to be looking for when that is going to pop out of this situation, because I want you to look at, you're taking two of the biggest people on this planet, and you're making them look like they're fighting.
Right.
Something is supposed to go down.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
the character of Trump, it's nothing new. That original Trump being thrown under the bus, that's completely something normal to him. So in this situation, what character are they trying to get rid of?
Right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, my voice is kind of really losing my voice today. Okay, here's a question. When do you guess we will cross to 4D and see the new positive matrix?
This is the thing, you can feel the energy, you can feel the MPC energy falling. Everything's in a dismantling phase. Like I said, I don't do dates, but I do energy, and I do these movement of feeling it. And I think we're getting in the stasis process, and I feel it's like soon. I feel like we could be stepping in it right now, because you lose those two big players. What does that tell you? You're already at the top of the chess game, and something big's about to happen. And I'm just really curious of who's really behind everything, which we kind of know, but they have showed you different masks of Trump many times, different people playing the character, different Elons and different characters where we're not accepting it. We're not understanding that because they both played heroes, and we have a problem with that. But they're also showing you a reality and pulling the cord on that, and people don't like that at all.
Right.
It makes them feel uncomfortable because they want to feel a balance of where things are going. And when you pull a character like that, people feel unstable. But we need to feel unstable a little because we can't play this character of 3D in the enslavement of the lie.
No.
It has to burn. It has to come down. And I gotta say, and I haven't said this, in this percentage of trafficking, I feel like we're really close of the end of that. I'm so close, and I haven't felt a relief like that. The energy is shifting with that in that strong way of things.
Yeah, good.
And so we're coming to the end of days, right? As Spirit keeps saying that song, it's the end of the world.
You still got it?
As we know, over and over. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, Spirit is everywhere tonight. So the thing is, I want to put ease of how your conscience is looking at this, what you're focused on. And you notice the trigger point that it did. It just boom right into the trigger point. You know what's happening? And I can tell you could just start looking, and everybody's following the same algorithm is showing Bill Trump at the island, and Elon Musk, around certain people, and then just dirtying the whole thing up. Why?
Right.
And that's the thing about looking outside the box on it. And why would they present this? Because we know the negative side, the real negative side, would have used that a long time ago. They would have thrown everything they could at that.
Yeah.
The whole Elon Musk with a fake hurt eye on one of the sides, and it's not even swollen. It just looks like someone drew a pencil on that. I mean, there's so many obvious characters that are happening, and it's just these are dismantling phase. But I just want John to appear and stop pulling the cord and
right.
show himself. Who's actually in charge of the situation? So, and I said this, I go, for Trump's character, he was already president. So anybody that's already achieved that goal and then has been that character for a certain amount of time, where's he going from there? It would be going to an ambassador. And you already see that worldwide, that he's respected in that way. So that character is going to go towards that direction. So you ask yourself, he's going that direction. Where's the character of Elon Musk going? Technology. This is the thing. People that are really busy, I'm just going to tell you this, they're really busy. And so he's running a whole corporation. I don't care what anybody says. You're running a whole corporation, doing all that, dealing with gutting the government and running everything else. We know that's impossible to watch everything. We know this.
Right.
Okay? So what's going on? But we deny really focusing at the details and looking at what a person could actually do and have time to go to sporting events and do all this. And I'm just telling you, we just accept what is on the screen and then we just manifest that that's it.
Right.
So everybody's, yeah. So everybody has said, it's the movie. They've showed you and the actors, the black and white in the situation on this. The whole, and it was really interesting when they did they shot the ear off thing and all that stuff. Even the crowd didn't react in a normal way. The whole situation of that whole scene and how an ear actually bleeds when that happens. And it's a lot of blood in that area and what it would really do. And it would be on the side of the head and everything. So where are we going? Are they testing to see what you can accept? So instantly when I heard that, it was this big part of the show. But look what it's doing. It's such causing turmoil.
Yeah.
And they're all reacting and everybody's reacting. And this is the thing. It's what I talk about is holding the line. Don't allow something to intimidate you to change the path that Spirit has told you what is true. It's about trusting your instinct on something. And here we go, swaying again. Stop doing it. Stay steady on the path. Let's go with another subject on this situation. Like I said, everything that is important, you stay steady on the path. You don't change the path. You do what you're supposed to do. You get to the goal of everything. You have these truthers. They're going left and right. And I'm just giving you, it's not just the truthers. Everybody's running out of information. They don't know what's going on. The reality is changing. And they're relying on the 3D information. That's going to end in a dead end door. So that's what's happening with the situation. So the prediction I put out, I don't know, a couple years ago, and I knew it was going to end. I knew it was all someone playing a part, and at the end, all the information has to be true. It's going to be surfaced. So Elena Danon's whole story and Danny Tinkerbell's whole story is falling to the narrative, and it went down like a ship with her God. It's not working out for her, and she can't back it up. And I'm just bringing this up because this is an old issue that I brought up a long time ago, and it's on, and I posted it in my groups and everything. What I said back then, it's going to end very badly because you got to back up what you're saying.
Right.
This is a person, and I'm saying this because I'm going to let you guys know the back end story on this situation. When I got on the phone with her and I listened to what she has to say, and the first thing I wanted to know, because I see through stuff, talking about a council. Okay, I know how many councils there are. I know what they look like. And the common question that everybody says is the Council of 9. There's not a Council of 9. There's many on many levels. So I test a person's what they're actually seeing, and I felt very entertained. And it's just fishing, but no details of information. And what that's done is this whole story of the UFO community and looking at Fabio, and he's just going to be this, and the aliens look like Fabio. And I was just sitting there going, so you're going to get all these women, and they think some alien ship's going to come down. They're all going to look like Fabio. Wrong information. There's no, it's totally different conscience. I mean, we're going with the flesh with that whole situation. So now the truth is out. Mm-hmm. She threw everybody under the bus because they asked questions.
Right.
Everybody under the bus. And now the one that had your back was Dr. Sala. And you shit all over him. That was predictable. So tonight, I'm being direct like I was before. So you can only step on so many people before they all turn against you because they know the bullshit that you're spewing out. And like I said before, and I'm going to say it now, anytime, any place you want to channel and talk to aliens like you said you can, let's go. Anytime, I'm saying it. Mm-hmm. Any platform, I don't care. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. So she's full of shit. She's full of shit from the start. She's full of shit from the end. So it's going to end. Because you can't do that to people. You can't treat them that bad. You can't talk to them that way. You can't use them like that, which you did.
Her karma's going to come back, yes. Already starting, I guess.
Yes. It's already starting. Mm-hmm. Can't do that to people. So I don't care how many false books you put out there or what tale you put in it. If it's not the truth, it's always going to be seen in the light. I'm bringing this up. I know you guys don't want to talk about this, but I had to bring this up because this is a subject that everybody's bringing up, and I'm going to talk about it because I put the reality of what was going to happen, and now it's happened. So she has hurt a lot of people, done a lot of things, and it's just her own karma that's coming back. So now that we got rid and we talked about Tinkerbell and Earth, it's over. Move on to other subjects.
So someone's asking, well, regarding her, just one quick question. Someone's asking, is she, meaning Elena, really being controlled by Enki?
Listen, I drew. Remember, I got a picture of Enki, right? I drew the picture of Enki.
I know.
And then basically she made, he was the greatest, idolizing. He's this great God. And that's what I put on my Facebook. And then mixed Jesus's or Yeshua's name in that. It was just, oh God, it was just awful. I mean, this woman can't channel shit. Okay. Nothing.
Thank you. Right.
So, I'm not gonna do this situation with her in a light way. She went after, and I'm gonna say this, Megan Rose because of the black goo. Because Megan released the information and Elena got pissed off. Period. Across the board. But Megan has a natural gift. That's what she was intimidated by, because Megan could see through it. Megan has a good soul. So nothing that she said or put out there came true. So like I said, bring it in, channel it, let's see it, let them see it. If not,
Right.
not programmed in shows, let's do raw channeling. Raw. I bet you won't do it. People are tired of the bullshit and this whole persona of a show. They don't want a show no more. They want the truth. People are seeking the truth. And some of the people in the UFO community have been doing the research for years and years and years and years. They don't want to be misled.
Right.
So
We have a Dr. Salas question if you want to take that one. Okay. It says, Gail's asking, what do you think of Dr. Salas's latest video about the Galactic Federation of Worlds betraying the disclosure of UFOs and stopping disclosures?
this is the
I don't
thing.
know if you.
Okay, I'm going to use this because I'm going to tell you guys the underwear that I have on my website is because of Dr. Salas and some of the others. And I said, and this is the thing, and it says, quote, take your balls out of her purse. Okay, and that's what she uses is her sexuality to act like she cares and is compassionate about it. So you know what? He's at a point. He's like, enough is enough. So you got to give the guy kudos for finally saying, I've had enough. I'm not my character, my history of what I've studied and what I've done. I'm not going down with her because she can't back it up anymore. She doesn't own the UFO community. These elder people that have been doing it for a long time, been doing the research, been loyal to the community. So that's what she used. But at least they took their damn balls out of her purse and said, fuck you, Elena. That's what I'm saying. So this is a subject I haven't talked about in a long time because I knew it was just going to sit there and dry out in the situation. I'm just saying what everybody wants to say. So going after the Lauras and everybody else and the Roys and everybody else that she's done. So come after me. So I feel that he was really believing the situation, but the evidence didn't back it up. So I don't feel bad with Dr. Salas. I feel that he got into a trap. And I think he wanted it to be true and enlightened information because they do. They want us to get to a certain phase in our world and the UFO community, and they want us to interact with other beings from other dimensions and everything else. It's a desire. And to have someone doing that and playing that game, it's not going to end well. The whole Anki thing is such crap. So this is not going to end well. You know, I ask questions and I ask uncomfortable questions. And when I did ask questions, I got a drunk blonde who could barely slur words out and was very intoxicated in the morning with the text. I'm like, holy crap, this is what's leading the country in the UFO community?
Right. Sad. Very
Okay,
sad.
so okay, if there's any more questions about that, then we can shut that down. But
Let's see. Well, someone's saying that they claim they summon ships to their conferences.
yeah.
What?
Oh wait, and over events, there was summons. Oh, and not only that, I mean, guys, we could go on this one forever. They summoned the giants awake in Florida. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
It's just it was crazy. And there were people that were there at that first event and all this stuff. So I mean, it's just a character changing, evolving, and then and you feel the truth inside and that instinct of that and the level of it, and it's not there. It's building a character. And
Right.
when music doesn't work for you and everything else, you just move on to another character. It's just the way it is. So, like I said, spirit is steady, stays on the path, doesn't change, doesn't sway. So, as I say, for all the UFO community that is doing the job for the real reason, Elena, fuck you. Okay, since we're moving on to that
End that there and move
process.
on. Well, speaking of they're asking now, yes, are you having Ishmael on next Friday? And you are.
Yes,
And
I
again,
am
it's
having
about
Ishmael on
channeling.
next Friday.
Yes.
And
It's all about
Ishmael is everybody, when Ishmael was presented to the community, and they just loved that whole channeling process that he downloaded all this stuff, and I said we would like to go back into that and see what they say on the other side. I'd like to see that people like that's what they liked about him. So we want to see some raw again. So he will be
right.
here on the Friday the 13th. So
Yes.
and everybody's, I mean,
Hopefully
that's the whole thing. Everything's surfacing to the top. Where people are asking questions instead of sitting back and not saying anything and feeling that whole ego process of intimidation because they're a certain person. It's not that anymore. I mean, we're asking questions. And that's what I'm doing. It's like, let people ask questions. They want to know information. They can post it. That's the whole thing about it. So it's coming on, and we're going to talk about big stuff.
right.
The movie sucks, and
Interesting.
I want a refund. Yeah, I want all my money back.
That's right. All of it. Not just part of it. Okay, someone's asking about to switch
Mhm.
topics. The mountain in Switzerland that collapsed was full of faces. Are they coming alive and
I haven't
surfacing?
seen that. So the mountain that collapsed in Italy, if that was in
And
Switzerland.
Switzerland, there was one where, yeah, there was a kind of a glacier type
So
ice
what I would say was spirit is
barrier holding everything
releasing
back, and then
something that's been,
I
and it could be an energy, pushed, suppressed down there for such a long time. And just like when you deal with the paranormal and stuff like that, when you open a capsule, when you open something like that, you do see images if you could see it through a veil of understanding. I would be interested in how people felt after that, or if there was a presence, whether it was enlightened or it was heavy. So I think I would basically say, a dimensional door that released that. And maybe, and like they,
Mhm.
Spirit was saying, everything that is evil has to be surfaced to the top. It's not going to stay at the bottom.
Right. Okay. Yes, and Marissa's saying too, Mount Etna smoking away. That's the one in Italy. That's the big volcano in
Mm-hmm.
Italy, I think. I'm not positive. Buckshot, we're going to F and love the end of this
Yeah, we
movie.
are. And it's not going to be
Yeah.
boring, but you know what? The truth is going to be surfaced to the top. And that's what's happening. Everything's surfacing to the top. There's no door to hide in. There's nothing. It always, all of it has to be surfaced. And that's what's happening in every part of the world, in every
Right.
corporation, and everything that's happening. Everything is surfacing to the top.
Not going to be able to hide anything
No.
anymore.
And that's a great thing. So we can move on to start to do the projects and serving humanity and creating things. That's the main thing. And surfacing what's under the ground, that's hidden, that needs to be to the surface to the top.
Mm-hmm.
To the top. So, but yeah, I mean, we can go for more questions.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I hope I don't botch this name. I might, and I apologize if I do. The question is, what do you foresee about President Trump coming to Kananaskis? I'm really not sure if I said that
what
right or
country
not.
is, and I'll be okay.
I believe that's in Canada. Linda just let us know. That's Linda's question.
So, okay, I'm going to tell
She
you.
says, A.A. Michael, territory for G7.
Is it Canada?
I believe so. Let's see.
Okay. So what I feel like part of these fires, like again, looking at that in a different veil of understanding, and what's going on there. And like I said, he was giving them not a aggressive way of a ultimatum of making a choice. You know, they don't have the money. Being a part of the 51st of America and how things are changing. So I think there's going to be a meeting of the minds to make those decisions. So I don't think it's about what you're seeing on the surface. I think it has to do with coming to an agreement of the regions and being a part of the regions. That's what I feel is happening.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Inland is confirming it. That's in Alberta, Canada. So, thank you. What are your current thoughts and feelings about a YouTube channel, Sora, AI, GBT, chat related?
Okay, and I have used that, and I feel that it is good. So go listen to it because Spirit has talked about a frequency. They led me to her channel, those frequencies, and you'll learn a lot, but you'll feel it. That's the thing. You're going to feel it very strongly with that frequency, that voice, that tone, that it reminds me of what they're saying about the higher conscience, and we're upgrading, and it's giving you, I say, a test process that we're in. We're being tested, and to see if each person's soul and body is reacting to what she's saying in a different way. We're all at different levels of understanding.
Okay, thank you. Some folks are just joining us. Welcome. You're going to want to watch this from the beginning. You're going to want to go back. Any information, or do you have a view of Simon Parks?
I think the character that plays Simon Parks right now is a good character.
Okay. There's another one. Different topic.
Mhm.
When do you think the childhood vaccines will be made safe or
I think it's
discontinued?
discontinued. I don't
And
think
will
we need them at
RFK
all.
Jr. be the one to make it happen?
At all.
I don't think we do either. Yeah,
Not at all.
yeah, you've got a lot of action going on in that room. Okay. Yep, folks, you're gonna have to catch some from the beginning. Sorry. Okay, if you had a question and I missed it, feel free to put it back in the chat. Again, we have is the IRS going away soon?
Soon?
I'm going to assume that they're asking completely
If it's going to surface and
the
be
IRS.
present and show the actual dismantling phase to the public eye, yes, I believe it's coming.
Wonderful. Thank you. Someone's asking, you're mentioning that it has a good vibration and that you're being told to listen to her because she's very calming. Guessing he's talking about Sora.
Who? Yeah, she is.
Someone's asked this. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Same question. Okay, so now they're asking about. I guess we're hearing about a lot of truthers and other folks. Gene decode. Let's go there. What do you got? Anything about gene decode you'd like to share?
I don't really have. I don't agree with everything he has to say, especially when it goes into fear. So I'm not. There are a lot of subjects that I don't agree with on him, but then there are very few. So I'm not. I'm in the middle on him on certain things.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Here's another one. Of the official Utsava. Anything on her?
I couldn't tell you who that is. I haven't. It hasn't been presented in front of me.
Ready?
Everything has to be put in front of me because I don't watch media and I don't even like with YouTube. Another one, unless you present it in front of me, I'm not going to look for it until it's presented.
Right. Thank you. What is happening with the dark government in Australia, and are they becoming part of the U.S. very soon?
I think they're in the dismantling phases, and I always think it's like on the surface, but I think underneath the new government is already organizing, getting things. But you're seeing another play out front that they're still intimidating and pushing an agenda. So I don't quite know. This is what I'm feeling, that you might be dealing with two different sources there. Just like when the fires came to LA, you were dealing with the white hats, and then you're looking at the black hats, and then dealing with two sides that are still. It's a territory that still is not completely won by the white hats yet. So I think there's still games going on.
Thank you. Okay, we've got David asking about a Kimberly McGeorge in her YouTube, The Secret to Everything, with her hairdresser attempting to throw Brian Sang under the bus as a CSI asset.
CSI.
Would you like to comment on that?
Yeah. Certain people have conversations, and I wasn't present or having certain knowledge with that. But Kim handles things a different way. And I'm not saying that I don't handle things the same way, but there are certain subjects I do. She's more aggressive in handling the situation. So with what's going on, I'm just going to say I'm not going to put my opinion out there on that just because I think there's something else going on, and I'm just not going. My heart, it says no, it's not going to help the situation. I mean, I went on Brian's show just because I'm going to the show, and you know how long it took me to even do a show, and then after the show,
Yes.
she wanted to throw me under the bus with him. So I'm not going to do what she did because I know her in a different way. And so Spirit's like, no, we're not doing that. So whatever is going on, she'll
Okay,
figure
thank
it
you.
out.
Thank you very much. Carmen's asking, what is happening with the schools? Because schools are becoming more and more closed these days.
Well, is that the elementary? Is it the high school? Is it small
I guess.
towns? Well, I mean, especially if they're
Right.
not abiding by the new standards, they're not going to get the funding. And so we don't need the percentage of teachers that we did before because we're going into a different education system that is higher understanding of conscience versus what it was before in programming. So that's all changing, and just like the medical field, it's going to shrink up. I don't say dissolve, but the higher technology is going to advance our kids into the future.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Which Bible portrays Yahweh the best? I guess in
The
your
Book
opinion.
of Thomas. Bible.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you one that I use. There's a spirit. They're like, yep, Book of Thomas. Whoop.
Yeah.
And I'll actually show you, because you guys know this is the one that because it's a study Bible on this, and the Spirit led me to this one. And this is an amazing Bible. And it's Jimmy Swaggart on this one. It's a giant print. But if I had to, so you get Bible verses, and this is the thing: you get Bible verses, and there's sometimes it's vague in the Bible verse. It goes to extra detail, and I mean, I got this Bible marked with so much stuff. But the maps in this book, I mean, I've highlighted a lot in this stuff, and I think this is the one. So they go into a extensive in the verses, and I like more detail in the Bible verses and not just a vague, because you read Bible verses and it just leaves you more confused, or it's a no-win situation. So it wasn't enough for me. I wanted more detail, and this is one I've used for everything because it's a good book. So it's marked in a lot of pages, but also what I like about this is the maps in the back, and they show the true Jerusalem and the Jerusalem in Jesus' time, and what the Holy Land really looked like, and how it was connected to all these, I'd say, little streams, and these streams, I think, were connected to healing, on all these kingdoms and all of, like I said, what's underneath. So it's a good one to have. King James version in the giant print edition. So this is when I look to for information when Spirit is called to pull this verse and that verse. So it's just part of the process on that. So, and then I've had that for a while, and Spirit led me to that one. So the whole, so, and when you, I don't believe every verse in these Bibles. I only believe what is put in front of me and reading it and verifying it and feeling it in this process. So I also have a big thing with the Noah's Ark stuff of putting animals on an ark and thinking that they're going to stay there for a certain amount of time. And I think the ark was a ship. I don't think it was a ship in the water. So.
Right. Which it's, certainly could be thought of that way.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Folks are asking again what the book's called. I will add it to the description.
Right. I'll put it up one more time. And so this is the thing, and it's big. I mean, that's the whole thing. The versions that are here and the details on this one is just amazing. You can go to his website on Jimmy Swagger, and it is a study Bible. I mean, you can sit here and look for information and find a bunch of information in there and more detailed. I mean, and I have, I don't know, 15, 16 different Bibles. Look for the information. It's like you're bringing that up. Like another one is I do have the Book of Thomas. And, if you want to get to represent Yeshua in certain ages of his life that you don't see in the Bible, it would be in the Book of Thomas.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. Always a Social Security question. Do you know when were they maybe getting more Social Security?
So this is the thing, and I've said this over. I think the debt. This is what we're more closer to is the debt flipping, and I feel it. There was weeks that I was like, it's not close enough, and I got to tell you, I'm even thinking about transferring money tomorrow because it feels very strong. So I believe the debt has to go. So people don't have to worry about it when we flip, and then they have money in their account. So what I'm telling you is the Jubilee feels very strong. The energy of the Jubilee, not that I've read anything, it's just how I feel inside. And then after that, Spirit's always said, then the people would get funded. So in this process, they wouldn't have to worry about anything, wouldn't have to worry about paying their bills or anything. So that's what I'm hearing. So what comes first? So you got what's next, or the Jubilee is they're showing me. Because the old regime, the old ways, everything has to fall to the ground. Dismantle in that, and the debt clock's already showing you that.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Well, someone's asking, wasn't it animal DNA that they put on an ark or ship, not literally animals?
What was the question again?
Was it the animal DNA that they put on the ark or ship and not literally animals?
I don't believe, this is especially in the higher dimension in the DNA process, is that important in that way. So on the ship, I would get more of the animals because they've showed me the way that they could carry things. So I do feel it is animals, not DNA.
Thank you. Someone else is asking, can you explain the water in Salt Lake City, Utah that you referenced to in your last live?
So the water was specifically important because there's something within that. And whether we see it dimensionally, whether something is going to appear, they talked about the mountains. So the mountains involved with the salt. So as that form of that salt, at one time it was presented and used. And so I believe as something will occur overnight or be seen overnight. And that area is also connected to the giants with me. So it's like opening a capsule, opening a door, and that's a specific area that will reinstate itself again. It is not in a negative way, it is in a positive way. I mean, I'm sure. I don't even know. That's, I'm not going to pull it up, but yeah, that's what it is.
It'll go crazy. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Are you getting anything in regards to Clearwater, Florida?
So with Florida, there's a storm. I talked about the Keys. And they keep showing me the Keys, but also there's an activation with plates in that area that I talked about too. So whenever I focus on Florida, they go to the Keys. So that's the area of an activation, a different type of storm that's coming. That's why, we're going to be down there with Brian's event disclosure, which I think that's going to go really good now on every aspect of, because the people that are going to be at that event are going to be, everybody's starting for information. They're not starting for entertainment. And I think it's going to be a good event there, and people are going to love it. And I think the energy that he brings and why he's doing it, plus he has all his animals around him. So so I think, just to bring that up, I don't think he summons a demon or a giant or summoning the giants to occur in Florida to awaken. He's just bringing information to the community and sharing it. So I'm saying July is going to be a different month there, and there's going to be different energy there. That because when you build something on the intentions of goodness, then you see an energy coming in that's of goodness too.
Right.
So it'd be time to buy the tickets.
Interesting in July.
It'd be time to buy the tickets and get things set for that event.
Yes. If they can, then they can do it through your website. And there's a discount code right on the website. So
and this is the thing. I mean,
get that code, and then
I've been busy and all that stuff, and Brian asking me to do this, it wasn't like something I was trying to search out or push or anything like that. And then for going, I just want to go there, bring information. You know how I am, and then, but so I don't get caught up in everything else. I just pay attention to the information. That's what most people are going there for, is the information. They're not interested in anything else but information. And so I think this event, I don't think this is the last one in that area with him. I think he'll grow and do some more events in different ways. Um, so he's the one you want to keep an eye out for the bigger events. His heart's in it. So,
Hmm. Yeah, he does. You
mhm.
can tell too. See. Um, do you think we may be needing any type of trust at any time now or in the future?
Uh, trust the banks? No. Trust anything with
Yeah, I guess just like
their
a,
control on
a
it,
trust.
because they're all greedy, and that's the whole programming. So the quantum system, uh, private, your own private account that you do trust, that has to go through some type of training and program. The bank is not going to be anybody that we trust. The distributing centers and all
Hmm.
that stuff, but the name bank, I mean, when people have all this money and they put it in their account, the first thing I'm going to go, don't fucking touch the money. And it's not yours, and you're not going to rip me off. And they're going to be watching. I'm telling you, people are going to be
Right.
scrutinized at the bank. And I want you to look at a picture of this. So people with that much money in their account, everybody, people for a good week to 2 weeks are going to be just checking it all the time. Like, is that really there? Is it really mine? And then just double checking it. Like, this is a joke.
Oh
This
yeah.
is not really happening. We are not really getting this funding. And then just watching every dime on the situation, but they're expecting to be guarded with all that money. Not only that, too, it's just the whole process of people need to contain their ID, their information, not share with anybody. I don't care who's on the phone. You need to go to um, a distributing center when they call you to do that and do it yourself. And I don't believe that all these scams that you see online and they're trying to get you, you're going to miss the opportunity, blah, 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 whatever. Just keep it private until you're called to go in physically.
Right. They're all pulling that FOMO for the fear of missing out. It's not even real. You won't miss out.
Yeah. So I think
Well,
that's
this is a different question
the
for
so
you.
I think that's gonna be probably a funny process of the going to the bank and the elders especially because they've never seen this type of funding, and they're so used to having things in a harder way and living life, um, struggling, and to just, this is the thing I want to tell you about this because Spirit's saying this, to see them taken care of at their last years of deciding what their last years are and not having the stress on their soul and not carrying that anymore and having real peace in their soul, that's just so valuable. You don't even know. I mean, it just changes the whole atmosphere of the world on that alone,
Right.
to take care of your elders in a good way and not, they don't have to be enslaved and feel like they have to go without. We should and desire and want and to take care of our elders, but also I can see people with these abundance of money wanting to give more to others because that's where their heart is. So it's important in
Hmm.
looking at this, um, is looking to the elders because this is going to confuse them too. Um, so it's important that we honor them too.
Right. Right. I agree. Onto a different type of question. Is there a large sea creature on the Gulf side of southern Florida? Do you see a sea creature out there?
Yes, because this is the thing, and I don't think that's the only one. And we talked about the whales and the dolphins reacting to something else in their territory and under their water. So I think there's a lot of things. It's not just one thing. As we open a dimensional door and allow what's beneath the ocean to open doors, you're going to get different looking sea creatures to surface that we've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so, like they said, keep an eye on the waters and the ocean. Um, yeah, we're seeing something fly out of the ocean.
Or some things
Mhm.
fly out. Very large thing. Yes. Okay. Nicole is asking, why has the energy been so often negative lately? I know we're
The
feeling it. That's for sure.
NPCs. Anywhere you go, you're starting to
Yeah.
see them. They're crashing vehicles, crashing into bridges. They're not even acting like the whole process that they're in this reality, and it's evident of where they are, and the cord of conscience or the cord of the master is being severed. And this is the thing, it's going to end up showing. The signs of these NPCs
Mm-hmm.
are only picking certain subjects and can only pick from those certain categories of information and give you the same reply every time. Can't see outside the box. The spirit just went up again. Um, and when that is presented, you're sitting there with your soul going, this doesn't make sense. This it's not adding up. It don't feel right. Why ain't they getting it? That's the the windows of the eyes is you don't see the spirit behind there. You just see a program of words that come and they repeat the same program, and they don't want to be enlightened. They don't want to hear enlightened information. So when they
Yeah.
present all
It's
this
almost as if they don't want
evidence
to hear
to
any.
the public and they have no response, no sympathy, no empathy, that tells you a lot of what they are. It's a dead door.
Mm-hmm. It is. Okay, and a different topic. Are the nonverbal autistic children going to be able to communicate, or will we be able to communicate
They
telepathically?
already have, and this is the thing, and I do a lot of classes on autistic, Down syndrome. This is the thing, and I'm going to say this in a way. They choose to be in another dimension and stay in that dimension and see a reality in a different way. The thing is we ask for the priority to be here. They have decided that their soul is the priority of being on that side. And what you've noticed too, they're very good at pulling certain information and know it to a T of information. They are not dumb. They're very smart, very intelligent, very direct,
Mm,
very stubborn
yes.
because they pull this intuition of knowing. So it's going to be interesting when that is laid out. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
interesting when I have these type of students or sessions set up because I see through them. And when I tell them what I see and that they're acceptant that I can see that realm and what they're working with, they open up because they've been so, how you say the word, disappointed. And no one wants to see or hear what they are visualizing. And no one understands it. And that's the thing is the society medicates them to death, numbs it down. And this is something that
Yeah.
needs to be flourished and open. And so I teach them to express it. Uh, the character of what they see, how it looks, what dimension it is, and it doesn't matter if it you don't have to reference it from this world. Just show the original form of what you see. But it's about acceptance of who they really are.
Say thank you. Let's see. Allie's asking if can you answer if the fluoride issue in Canada will be going away soon?
I think all over the world it is.
Good. I don't know if it's really bad there or not, but yeah, good to get rid of it. Yay. And will some greedy leaders on Telegram benefit from the RV?
Does a what?
Will some of the greedy leaders on Telegram benefit from the RV?
Okay, there's a lot of different things on Telegram, and one is like the biggest scammers for sending you stuff for jobs, sending you stuff for XRP. I mean, there's a ton on that. It's just you get tired of even looking at an email or anything so they'll be revealed of being the scammers. They will, I'm sure their assets or their bank accounts will be frozen for scamming. Yes.
Okay, good. Let's see. Do you get anything on Palestine, positive or negative? Anything?
I think it's going to shift. Let me see what they're saying. I don't know how to explain this to you. So I see two men of different characters stepping into the situation, forming an agreement. So when they're showing the land will come to a calm process when there is agreement upon that situation. And they're also showing me, how you see the sun, whether it's an orange looking and a pink looking, when those days to come, which will make the people relieved. They're tired, they're wore out, they're exhausted, they want peace. But these are two males, and I see them wearing a longer. Here we go with the remote viewing. The longer attire that goes longer down. I don't. So one has a more of a green like a green outfit, and the other one has a white one on. And I'd say, I'm not seeing gray hair, so they look like they're in their 40s, I would say. And that way, so it has to do with agreements, they're saying. And each one having a balance, spirits in my hair, a balance of what each region of people want, and they're trying to represent and to make sure things are done. And so you know how you see a seal of agreement, so there has to be. So that's what they're showing me. There's an agreement coming that's going to be presented.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then let's do.
One more question. One almost
Yeah,
an hour and a half.
Let's since the energy is so different and spirits around like crazy.
Yeah, they are. Huh?
This is tonight.
They're very busy today.
If you guys, we want to do readings, but if you've already had a reading through this process, don't post. If you've had it within the last month, let some of the others that come forward that haven't. So I'll take one more question before Spirit puts an idea in my head about the person.
Okay. Let's see. I know I saw one. Oh, in regards to the autistic children, when you were speaking about them, is that also true for those who are the autistic nonverbal that apply to those who are vaccine damaged.
There's certain. I think that when you are not aware of what someone is doing to you, this is something I'll have to talk with Spirit about. But because they always showed me a certain age that they're innocent to a certain point, and I feel that they're vulnerable in a situation. They didn't give their free will to do that. Someone else made that choice. So I do feel that their souls are innocent. You can't prosecute or do that to somebody or someone. So I think that'll be interesting how this plays out. Or were they protected to a certain extent when that happen at that time too? It would definitely be interesting how this unfolds.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so present the readings that people have never had one.
Okay. Okay, so again, for those of you who are interested in a free mini reading here live on YouTube, you have to be here. You have to be in the current chat. This is not for later. If you have had one already within the past month or two, please don't ask for one right now. We want to give some other people chances. Just type the word reading in the chat, and then Jenny will go through and Spirit will pick someone, and then I will post her phone number for you to call in. Now remember, this is a public platform, so your reading will be heard by many.
Mary Beth Bates.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Mary Beth. I'm putting Jenny's number in here for you. I don't know where you are, but Jenny is in the States, so in case that makes a difference. There's her number in the chat.
Here's a song again. It starts playing. It's the end of the world. What Spirit keeps putting that song in my head. There must be some details in there.
Everybody's gonna look out the lyrics later. Or maybe they should put the title in gematria.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jenny?
This is Jenny.
Oh my God, Jenny, it's Mary Beth. I'm so glad that you chose me. I've been wanting a reading forever and ever, and I have so many questions.
Okay, well, we could start with two. Let's go.
Okay.
So go with your first one.
I am considering selling my property and doing a development for homeless veterans. I'm kind of working out the beginning stages of it all and kind of questioning whether that's the direction that I'm supposed to go.
I think that's a good area to go in. You know who you need to talk to, get in contact with Alex Collier. That is one of his personal projects that he really is passionate about on that. But
Alex Collier is with Tunnels to Towers Foundation.
Yeah, he is wants to work with the vets. So it's something that he's passionate about. So so for you, especially on the communication of it's not just the prosper the property and you doing the vets, it's the communication because you want to talk to them, you want to help them in a different way. It's about communicating with them too. It's not just about funding and having, you want to see, but you want to communicate how you're helping them. You want to see it and feel it in your heart. See, and that's the thing with these humanity projects is people want to be upfront and see the effect of things. So I feel that this is sitting on your chest every night, that it's reminding you what you have to get done, what you need to work through. And I think people will be presented into your situation, a happenstance situation, to just show you that door, and it just seems to open up in a just abundance way. So where's your property?
Well, I live outside of Oklahoma City, and my life's work is in real estate and construction. And I had retired and decided to get out of real estate and the rat race. And I don't want to build custom homes for anyone ever again. And I decided to build an RV park.
Nice.
And have mailbox money. Free, right? And you moved
Yes.
into an RV.
Yes. Well, I didn't move in an RV, but I mean, Jeep's buying an RV. I haven't gotten the RV. I'm waiting for certain legal things to be done. But yes, we would love to live in an RV community.
Yes. I don't know. I've never been anywhere in an RV to this day. But I had a vivid, detailed, prophetic dream 5 years ago to build an RV park on my property.
It's about the village. It's about building the village again. It's about connecting again. It's not being isolated and separated.
Yes,
it's about
absolutely.
Yes.
And I've done this for 4 or 5 years, made great money. It's a great investment. But I once again had another detailed prophetic dream last October. And it was kind of along the concept of do something like this, but do it differently and do it in a full term ownership type of way, to where it permanently solves housing scarcity. Does that?
Yes, it does. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The way that houses are going to be built.
Available for it.
Yeah. RVs, and the way I always see these, they call them home pods that Spirit showed me, how they're going to be built, how they're self-containing. We're going back to smaller communities. We don't need no lavish big house, because that's just isolation and ego. And it's really divided the world and people.
Absolutely. Yeah. My vision was to do like a modular, kind of a boxable building type of concept on quarter-acre lots.
So I do feel that you're going the right angle on this, and that your heart is in the good place of why you're doing it. But I just feel within your community, it's about you seeing the effect of people and talking to them. It's not just about building it. It's about talking and communicating, and it makes them humble and makes you humble for that. What's your next question?
My next question is about my love life. Am I supposed to keep dating the one that I'm with? Am I supposed to be single? What do you see there?
So when I hit the one that you're with, there's a limitation with that situation. I don't feel it's at the same level of understanding. And so I do feel another path that might present to you.
But Jenny, are any men at the same level of understanding as we are? Honestly.
Yes. Let me just tell you why. And I was at the same point with you, and then Spirit is like, oh, you want to talk like that? Okay, we'll show you. And the twin flame 5D is hitting hard. And it's a unusual situation because you have no control with it and how the energy dominates. But also with this 5D, the manifestation of the memory of the twin flame is coming in fast. So I think all of us don't want the 3D relationship. We want the 5D because it's connected of the soul. It is the fire and the water making a circular motion and combining a balance together and knowing each other. What I've learned about it is there's no intention with the 5D. The intention is to go through a process of the soul and share that process. The outside world doesn't really matter, and that's the thing you understand is this. We're going back to the soul, what the soul needs. So in this partnership of sharing, and it is, you can be remotely somewhere and the partner can be somewhere else, but there's a consistent energy that's always there, and you're going through an experience. A thing is, the old process of the old relationship is on limitation and situations that you think are good enough, because that's what the program taught us. And now the heart and the soul is making different decisions on the purity of its soul, of being with the person for the soul. It's not the environment. It's not what the person can bring financially. It is what the soul desires, because all of us desire the peace that comes with that. So I have learned that you put your intentions of asking that in an energy of purity, of your intentions are good. It's like, I just want the soul connection, and the intentions of balance and trueness. So how you put things out there matters. So you need to ask for it in that way, on the good intentions, and you'll get it back.
I am so excited. I thank you so much for picking me.
You are very welcome. Have a good night,
You
honey.
ladies are beautiful. You have a great evening. Thank you, Jeep.
Okay, but
Yeah, you're welcome, dear.
Bye, girls.
good night. Okay. Whew. I go to another question.
Let's see. What's in a question here? She didn't have me prepared for that one. I'm searching. Hold on. If you have a general question, please feel free to type it in the chat right now. Not a personal question. Like, let's see. There you go. Will June bring prosperity?
June.
We see prosperity this month.
June is bringing fires. June is bringing earthquakes. Mother Earth is puking right now. So the prosperity, at the end of it, like the storm at the end of it, everything at the end of it, you'll see the ray of this, everything change, and a calm that will come, and the sound will come, and the balance will come, and the prosperity will come. Yes. We have to get through the storm.
Great.
I mean, when you're paying attention to all the earthquakes, you're paying attention to the solar flares, and you're looking at everything, and you're just like, there's nowhere. It's not an earthquake. There's not a volcano going off. The crust of Earth is puking it up from the oceans, from the seas, from the mountains, and it's mudslides and everything. It's done. She's had it. She's over it, and she's completely turning herself inside out. So yes, prosperity is coming after she's done puking.
After she's done. Right. Thank you. Here's a question about, is the non-jabbed blood valuable?
Yes. Pure bloods. Yes. Especially in the future for breeding, just saying. And there's already a divide going on. You guys know that too. There's a divide already happening.
Well, there's some of us pure bloods that are just not up for the whole rebreeding thing. Some of us have
Neither am
passed
I.
that.
But
Come on,
but I'm talking young, uh,
the
yeah.
youngins, yes.
There's some that want it, and it's fine. Not this vessel, not yours. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Um,
No, I'm
but
good.
yes, the purebloods, the younger generations, and uh, we have preserved the younger generation to make sure that that happens. Went out of our way, and so yeah, um, and I don't even know if a person that's been vaccinated has been honest about how they feel about their system and I'm talking about one that's gotten a lot, 7, 8 shots, to feel like you're not yourself anymore and you're not in control of any situation.
Hmm.
And I think there's going to be a law out there for because I think it's just like AIDS. You're going to have to tell them that you got vaccinated. It's already a divide. That's the first thing. Um, that's the first thing I asked when I came out of the marriage, and I'm like, it's the first thing on my mind. You vaccinated? Vaccinated? Bye. You know, there's no one wants to take the risk. Um, so there's a different category that's forming with that situation. So yes, purebloods. Okay, let's go into another reading. So present.
Okay, folks. So we're going to go into another round of a choice of a free mini reading. So if you are again interested, just type the word reading in the chat, and Jenny will go through, and Spirit will pick someone. Again, this is a public um, public reading, so we're going to hear what's going on.
So the ones that have not had a reading, but if you've had a reading in the last month, please do not put reading. We want to give other people a chance. How about this? Corbin Dallas.
Okay, Corbin. All right, Corbin, here's
Are you in the dark?
Jenny's. I just lost. I'm in the dark. Something happened. I don't know why. I am in the dark, though. The computer is kind of working.
I don't know.
I lost some light.
Hold on.
Okay, I can check it.
Morgan?
So I'm wondering if you might have tripped a fuse, maybe.
Okay.
You can get back to this. I can check the fuse.
Okay.
Uh, Gosh, getting all excited for something. I thought something was happening. Darn
All right.
it.
Okay.
Fuck, Miss Jeep went through a portal. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of jumping today.
She's in the
Okay,
dark.
that's it. I will be back.
Okay. So, okay, Corbin. So I'm going to put the number did. So I just need a phone call from him to see if he calls in. We'll go over the reading. Corbin Dialis. There we go.
Unknown caller.
Hello.
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 This is Corbin.
Hey, Corbin. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. I've been working for this company for 5 years now, and I'm a quality inspector for aerospace. And he just went through a merger with another company somewhere in North Carolina, and I was wondering if there's going to be good things leading to me staying with this company. Everyone's like on edge.
You know, I think that's going towards the future and future technology. I don't feel a balance of it falling out. I feel like it will develop more. So
Okay.
I'm not feeling anything dropping beneath your feet. I feel like they're showing me excitement of change and opportunity of being more open to things. I'm not feeling, there might be opportunity to move to a different area. There might be opportunity to travel. They're showing me. So, like you would say in regions, what they're showing me. So there's a little room for grow, and I feel like there's more money behind it. So it feels good.
So it's really positive.
Yes, I don't feel anything that's bad. I don't feel intimidated by anything. I don't feel anything that's trying to limit you.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Well,
so
that sounds good.
So just enjoy the process. Don't.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry about it carrying you down or anything. I don't feel anything with that. So, yeah.
I had one more. The issue of my father that passed
And then there was
away.
light. Go ahead. Jeep's back on. There was light, and light came back. So anyway, follow the light.
That's it.
Yeah, I just want to know that he's happy that he had passed on because
Okay.
I guess during this COVID time. So.
Okay, so give me his name.
Well, Bill M. Bustos.
The first thing that comes in, and it's funny how certain personalities come, and I feel like this. He says I had this sound when I was annoyed, like by something, and he's showing me that's the first thing that's coming in. So like when some people go, and I just feel like he's showing me he had a certain hesitant when he didn't believe something and he was annoyed by something. That's the first thing that comes in. So, and then he goes to the heart area of him, and then tiredness in his body, and just feeling like I can't recoup. That's not him. That's not who he is. So he says, I always wanted to perform, do the best that I could. I don't like anything taking me down.
I just want to know if he's happy that he passed on. Happy, he has his whole family on the other side.
Well, the thing that he's saying, don't worry about the death on how it happened. I was just going through sleep, and I was on. Then I just became alert on the other side, is what he's saying. So, is my soul at peace? He says. You're asking if my soul is at peace. With this transformation, yes. It's don't feel bad, he says. He's telling you, don't feel bad about how my passing happened. It was going to happen one way or another, but it was just the time for me to go.
Yeah, he had to go to a lot of ordeal, and I could see that he was suffering a lot. So.
Right, and
that's encouraging.
So he feels, he's like, tell him as in you, the reflection of you're asking yourself daily about
Yes.
when you make choices and if he's watching and if he's paying attention and if you would be satisfied with you. And
Right.
he's saying, you know the answer. You just got to get up every day and work hard, and you know that.
Uh-huh.
So I want you to understand that. And then I also
Okay.
feel like he says, I did not communicate that word enough for you when I was there. I want you to know, you're going to have to set up a different personal reading because he's, going very personal with his heart. So,
Okay.
so he's very proud of you, and that he goes, you're just going to keep flourishing.
Okay. That's good. Okay.
Can I?
Yeah,
but
that helps a lot.
But I do see you moving.
Okay.
So I hope this helps.
Him moving or?
No, you moving.
Oh, me moving. Okay. Okay.
So.
All right.
But yeah, you can contact me, set something else up. But he could talk if he wanted to for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That sounds good. Thank you. That helps a lot.
You're welcome.
I appreciate everything that you do.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. And then there was light.
And then there was light. Yeah.
Did someone use too much power?
It's possible. I don't know. Could be me, my setup, Get too many monitors going.
Could be. So anyway, I accept major backlash on this one. So I'm a big girl, and we're in a process of walking through the fire at this stage, you guys. This is the main thing. What's going on in the world? Walk through the fire. Hold your shield up. Hold everything up, because, like I said a couple weeks ago, it's going to get ugly. It's still getting ugly. Everything dismantling is not pretty. There's going to be more stuff that's going to have your head twist and think one thing, and they're testing you, and so you can make your own choice and not be in the fear process in this situation. Everything that's happening in the world has to do with us flipping over. We're not going to be Democrat or Republican. We're going to be one world as a humanity together, and regions together. And whenever John pulls the cord on the situation and gets things going, it would be nice. And ring the bell, turn the key, walk in the path of the golden age would be nice to get things going, because you can feel that things are at a very end phase of the process, and we all want to get going on the humanity projects and start them. We all would be happy with doing that. So, and people that have enough money to survive, and then we get into the process that we can get into healing. We can get into our bodies recovering from the poisoning that we have gone through. And I think society wants to give back now. They're awake enough to understand that they have more to contribute, and that they have to contribute. They can't sit back no more. So expect more games to come. Expect more dismantling to happen. But don't be in such shock in the situation, because this is part of the dismantling. This is part of disintegration. This is part of us clearing the slate, like Spirit says. If everything is shut down, everything is brought down, the cord is cut. What do you have to worry about? It's over.
Right.
Then you start to create. And that's all we got to do. But it's not one person that's leading this anymore. It's humanity as one together. And like I said, the UFO community, the truther community, all of them have to come together to work towards the same goal and create and take care of this planet and take care of each other. And that's the thing. And surface the truth that's been hidden so deeply in the ground. So that's how I see it. And the karma is hitting so deeply on every level of things. So, like I said, it's all surfacing. And so, I look at things, how do I inspire people to pull it within them, to know where they're going. And this is where the trueness of your spirit is telling you. You need to ask your spirit, am I going to be okay? I'm going to be right. If this is the way the world's going to be, are you going to make it? You know the answer to that because you've already overcome a lot within these 4 years. Look where you are now. So how they make things look in front of you in making choices or intimidated by something, look where you're standing. Look where your ancestors are not. They're not here to witness this. They're not going through this. You are. You are a great witness to history in this planet. You need to remember that. And so we're all going to be able to shake the dust off our knees and stand. We all have to make these hard choices to do that. You already made it here. Your family already called you crazy, 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 crazy over and over and over again. And it's not that you get to gloat when everything goes down because they're not going to get it anyway. But the point is, you made it. You spoke the truth. You walked the walk. And now you get to witness the process. Don't be in fear.
Right.
Expect more.
Well said.
So you guys know how to contact me for readings, Patreon. And that's Patreon was formed on putting the predictions in there and giving me the information of my intuitive stuff, the predictions, the information, and showing people certain things. Has not really much to even do with the truther part of it. It has to do with opening yourself up and getting information and stuff like that in a different way. So, so we're just in this process, working through it. You got each other to lean on you. So I just want you to understand you made it this far. It's not much that can take you out now. So let's do the bell. Let's do the bell. You guys ready for the bell?
Okay, guys, if you got them, ring them. Whenever you're ready, Miss Jenny.
So go look up the song. It's the end of the world as we know it. The spirit.
Mhm.
There's got to be some message in there, and I hope John pulls the cord soon.
Yes.
On the process. So we'll see what happens with everything. So, gosh, when do I have another show? When's the next
You
one?
have the next Friday with Ishmael. The
13th. Yeah, we'll be pulling another one of these before then.
Okay. We'll be back in
Likely
between.
Wednesday or Thursday. So
Okay.
we'll see what they decide to dismantle and blow up or take down, or at that point we'll address that at that time. So you guys hold the line, walk through the fire. You're going to be fine.
Yes.
Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night, all.